Thank you so much, Donovan, for joining me on the Sami Parvez show on our weekly live show.
Sammy, I wouldn't miss this for the world. Even next week, I'm going to be traveling, but I'll try to make it work. We'll make it happen, Sammy. You'll have to tear this live stream from my cold, dead fingertips. So I'm ready, Sammy.
Yeah, so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, it would be great. And could you please elaborate where are you looking to travel?
Next week, so on Friday, I'm gonna drive down to Edmonton, and then I'm gonna go down to Seattle to see King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, and
Wow.
then fly back on Sunday, and then get back up here to beautiful Grand Prairie. So it's gonna be a whirlwind, Sammy. Two
Mhm.
days of travel. But we have the technology to keep the Sami Parvez show going. I will
Yeah.
talk in the airport, Sammy. I
So
will, we will make it happen.
it would be my honor, sir, to to doing this, like you will be traveling, but at the meantime, you are just focused that we must have our weekly live show
We have
should
to.
rock and roll.
Oh, we got Adam in the chat saying fan meetup on Friday. Maybe I'm going to be driving down after my job, so I'll be coming in
Mhm.
late. But maybe, perhaps we will have a fan meetup in Edmonton, a big Sami Parvez show fan meetup. We'll take pictures and post it on the social media, which I'm
Wow,
thrilled for.
wow, thank you, Adam. Welcome, Adam. Thank you so much for joining us. And we missed you last time, and I asked Donovan if Adam is going to join us. He said he would be busy.
There's a chance, yes, but there's a chance he'll even join us maybe live, which would be quite
Wow,
thrilling. So
yeah,
we'll
it
see.
would
We'll
be
see
great.
about Adam. But yes, he's a busy boy,
Mhm.
Adam is, but he's our number one fan, which is
Mhm.
great.
Yeah. Hey, Adam, how are you? Are you going to make it on by-election night?
I'm pretty sure Adam's gonna make it on by-election.
Mhm.
There's no way he's gonna miss out on our incredible commentary. There's no way he's gonna be there. And I'm gonna be there. You're gonna be there. And
Yes.
you're gonna be the number one, Sammy. When everyone is asleep, you're gonna be awake, just plucking in those numbers. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, it would be like fun, like uh what should I say? It will be amazing and it would be a great experience, like like waking up, like doing for hours a weekly a election night show or by-election night, I would say.
Yeah, CBC, everybody's gonna give up except you, Sammy. You're a beast. Sammy Parvez show 24 hours special. It'll be like a telethon. And that's the next week too. That's right
Mhm.
around the corner. It's crazy. How much
Like
it's remarkable how time works.
yes, and I think uh so and our next would be like just pre by-election show. Then on the following day at night time, so we will be back at 9 o'clock sharp.
It'll
Nine
be
nine.
gunning it. It's a beautiful thing. There's
Mhm.
a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the world of politics too, Sammy.
Yeah, yeah, and Jagmeet Singh just like pulled out its support for liberal government for the what they call supply and confidence chain. Yeah,
Yes.
so it is done, like, but there is another thing I'm going to bring up Jagmeet Singh's what he said, but and now we are hearing like Bloc Québécois, Blanche Party would maybe support with the best interest of Quebec. Maybe now they will keep propping up this liberal government.
Yeah,
I
that which makes sense because like ultimately you just need one person on your side, right? And you just have to now placate to the block to keep them going a little bit longer if you're going to try to squeeze out as much as you can. But that's a little bit tougher. I think you have more similarities between the NDP and the Liberals than you
Mhm.
do Liberals with bloc. But you just got to make it work, keep it tight. And yeah, we'll see what happens in the next little bit. I know that that's the big thing is, and we can imagine that on the 16th, when Parliament resumes, if it resumes, there could be a prorogue. That might
Mhm.
be exciting, a prorogation of Parliament.
Mhm.
But if it once it starts, the conservatives will put in a confidence vote, and I think it'll all be similar. I don't see an election happening at least for another 6 months, like minimum.
Mhm. So you believe there won't be any election until next year. I'm looking, so maybe there should be an election before Christmas. It would be a great gift for Canadian, like they need a change.
It would be. I think 6 months is a good time, because I think the NDP are going to the pharmacare and dental care haven't even been implemented yet. I think some of it's still before the Senate. And so if you decide to take down the government, um, that will never be implemented because the conservatives will take it down. At the very least, in 6 months, if they can get it going, you get a few thousand Canadians on it, things will be good. Winter elections are a bit cold. Adam is correct in that. Um, that's why I think you might start to see the rumblings happen in maybe April or like late March, early April. I could see that happening. Too cold. People don't want to drive, Sammy. People don't want to drive in minus 40. Then, people love their democracy, Sammy, but people don't want to die. That's the big thing. People don't want to die.
So you think we should not have any election in winter?
It's tough. Oh, because it's just having to drive, Sammy. Like particularly in rural areas, right? All it takes is like a whiteout, somebody dies, and then
Mhm.
everyone goes, "Oh no, what a disaster." I don't think it's beneficial for people, which is why it's like it's either going to happen right away, which I don't think so. It'll be like April, March
Mhm.
or April.
Yeah.
I see it
Oh,
happening.
yeah. Yeah, it happened like when I was in Saskatchewan back in 2020. I think it was a storm. Like the election was postponed for a day. Like many folks, like I think few of them just got an opportunity to vote on that day, but they postponed it to make it happen again. Like because of a storm, like snowstorm.
Yes, the powerful snowstorms indeed, Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so no, I don't think, and I also just think the timing of it doesn't make a lot of sense. So you're gonna have to like if you decide to take down the government now, everything you've worked for is gone. And so I think particularly Jagmeet Singh is flying this plane like Lando flew the Millennium Falcon and Return of the Jedi. It's very much like you gotta get it right. If you call it too early, all of your dental care and pharmacare, it's as if nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
If you call it too late, you're going to look like a sellout that wanted his pension. And so you've got like it's a balancing act, and I think he can hit it. And I think it would be probably 6 months uh, in six or 7 months, once there's Canadians that are using the dental care and pharmacare, becomes very
Mm-hmm.
difficult for the conservatives to remove that. But it's a balancing act. It's all politics, which is really beneficial in a way for the liberals because that's what they're saying is that the NDP are playing politics, but we care about you. And they kind of are, really. Ultimately, the NDP are playing politics, but that's the name of the game. That's why,
Mm-hmm.
politics happens and
Yeah.
beautiful little growths.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but who knows, like never the politics or these like elected officials are not like guaranteed like for a lifetime.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you never know, right? Well, I could be completely wrong in a week, and they're going to call an election,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden the Bloc Québécois is the majority, and we just don't know what'll happen. We don't know. We don't know
Mhm.
anything, Sammy. We're all just guessers. We're all just mystics looking into our crystal ball,
Mhm.
trying to see what happens next.
Yeah.
Ultimately, in life, Sammy, ultimately, none of this really matters. We're all going to be in the stars. We'll all
Mhm.
be dust in the wind eventually. That's what we all end up like that.
Mhm.
Right, Sammy?
Yep. I agree.
Beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, that's kind of like the big thing, I guess, federally. Also, a bunch of the liberal people keep jumping ship and abandoning the sinking ship. I think
Mhm.
it seems like every week there's another volunteer or campaign head or somebody that's leaving that. And I think a lot of them are tempering their expectations for next week's by-election result. Um, I think, what do you think, Sammy? What do you think would be like outside of a win? What do you think the Liberals could look at would be a good result next week? Do you
So I
think outside of a win, of course, a win is what you want,
Mhm.
but like if it's like a
But
close,
they should look for votes as well, like as compared to NDP or conservatives. Though if though conservatives eh, eh, have no chance to win in that particular election, maybe, but they don't have enough because this is a three-way. But they should get, if NDP would win it, so they should be at least in the second spot, because they must show to people, yeah, we won like more votes as compared to our competitors, which is NDP. And as with respect to like respectively conservative, I think they would look for this, and they will see. But Bloc Québécois, it is just a block always just run in Quebec. So I don't think it could be. It could affect like liberals vote in terms of rest of the nation, if they lose it to Bloc. But if they would lose it to NDP, so it could be a big trouble. So they may try their best. If they cannot win it, they should at least secure second position. If not, so it could be a disaster.
well, and also I think too, if they get second and the conservatives are only like if they get second and everybody is right on them, right? That doesn't look good either.
Yes,
They
yes.
get third. Yeah, you're right. Second is probably if you get second, you can sit down and say it's tough right now, but we still did pretty well. Second, I think would be the best. Just don't, yeah. Could you imagine if the conservatives get more votes than the liberals in LaSalle and Mart Verdun? That would be just like that
Could be a
would
disaster.
that would probably be a moment for Trudeau to step down if the conservatives somehow get more votes than the liberals. I think that would be, there's no way you don't stick around.
Mhm.
But then again, everybody's been saying he should step down as of like about a year and a half ago. So,
Yeah, but I need to know like what would be the reaction when liberals would lose this riding, but they particularly well, I believe. I think so. My predictions always go wrong, but I'm just looking on the numbers, like there was a rebel within the liberal caucus, not liberal caucus, but those volunteers, like mostly are Muslims and from Arab nation. So they I think they would support NDP to put a pressure on liberal to do more than the talks with respect to the conflict in Middle East between Israel and Hamas. So I think it could play a huge role, and it could be a devastating a by-election for liberal in their lifetime.
Yeah, it could be. It really feels like a catalyst event. Like you could sit down and look at Toronto St. Paul's, and they only lost by 400 votes.
Mhm,
That happens. But
mhm,
yeah, if it's a devastating, this could be really a big moment.
mhm,
Certainly for what happens next, which
mhm.
I'm quite excited for. What about me, Sammy? You think I got a chance? You think I'm gonna
Yeah,
win? What happens if
I'm
I
wondering.
win, Sammy?
Yeah.
What happens if
So,
I win? And then the
so
Albertan
that would be
represents them.
great, like Quebecer must say goodbye to their beef and should welcome Albertan cow.
Yes. No, yeah, Albertan beef versus the
Yeah,
dairy
Albertan
cows.
sheep, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could happen. I have a better chance, Sammy, than most people of
Mm-hmm,
winning.
mm-hmm.
If you really think about it. I'm on the ballot, so that gives me a shot.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Who knows, Sammy? Who
Yeah.
knows what the future holds? Could
Mm-hmm.
be
Yeah,
beautiful.
it would be great if you win. I was planning to do a poll. So how many votes Donovan would receive in this by-election? So I don't know, like how much should I vote?
I you should put either 0,
Right.
1 to 4,
Mm-hmm.
5 to 10, and then 11 plus.
Mhm. I was planning to do it 100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking like on that way. But I just wanted to ask you like then I'm going to do it.
Sammy, I love your faith in me. I really, if there's one thing that I love more than anything, Sammy, it's your belief
Thank you.
in me
Thank
and
you.
the spirit that I have.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. So is Adam is still chatting with us?
I don't
Um,
think so. He's disappeared, but that's okay. He'll come back. He's busy. He's a busy guy.
these are the-
Adam lives in a realm that is beautiful, and he's hard working hard or hardly working. He's doing something.
Mhm. Yeah, that's correct.
Sammy needs to be on the ballot soon. Soon, Sammy, you'll be a part of the long ballot. It's going to be like the Borg from
Mm.
Star Trek.
Uh,
The longest ballot is the Borg, and you soon will be running with us.
I
Everybody will be
hope so.
running.
Yeah, I'm planning like I spoke with Kieran last time. He said if you are planning to run, you should consider it as soon as possible, and we are going to support you. I said I will think about it. I need to see when should I put my name on the ballot.
We'll see when the next big one is, Sammy. And then
Mhm.
you too can join the long ballot committee. You can even find a party. If you find a party, you could run for them. They do all the paperwork for you. And then you too, Sammy, can have an opportunity of representing a
Mhm.
riding in parliament. And I think you would do great.
Yeah, I'm expecting, and I received an email from Saskatchewan, like a Green Party. They said, I interviewed Victor, and he told me like when I was in Saskatchewan, he offered me to run for Green. Like I knew like I'm not going to win, so it does not make any sense to running. And again, he offered me. I told him that at this time, he said that it means the Ontario like Greens are looking for candidates, so you may join them. I told him like my situation, as you know about it. Like I told him that I'm unemployed since January, so I have nothing like to put on the candidate with respect to money. But it means if you don't need any money for running, yes, for sure. He said, that is not up to me, but you can give it a try to Ontario Greens. Maybe they can accept it. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, it could be. Yeah, Sammy, anything can happen, right? You can just send it out. Be like, hey, I'm willing to run for you. You could be the next you could become the head of the Ontario Greens. Who knows, Sammy? Who
Mhm.
knows what lasts in your heart, where your political allegiance lies? It's a
So
beautiful
here
thing.
is a question, Sami. What sort of advertising have you been doing for the Sami Parvez show? Do you have merchandiser? No, I have nothing actually. I'm just putting it on social media. So I'm urging people, requesting people just to share it, and I have nothing. So yeah, unfortunately. Maybe near future, whenever I have a good job and good income, maybe I will do something like that. And thank you, Adam.
Well, do
Yeah.
we could always see about like getting a little hat. We could find like there's I think a couple of like drop shipping things that we could do where they get a cut of the profit for the Sami Parvez hat. The
Mhm.
hat would be pretty slick, Sammy. You have to admit, a ball cap with the
Mhm.
Sami Parvez show logo right in the middle. I,
Wow. So Adam is offering us, I need to start Sami Parvez show party.
oh,
So he says that you need to read the comment. He said, would love to see you run for election because it would also help. It would also be huge for Sami Parvez show. Yeah, let's see what will happen near. But Adam, I just want to let you know and the audience, I'm actually financially in trouble. You know, like I'm taking line of credits to paying off my monthly utilities bills and other like just to surviving. So I cannot think about that one other than just to get a job, and it is great. People like you and Donovan are supporting me to run this channel. Maybe one day it could be a source of income, but at this time, I'm just figuring out how should I get a job and to put food on the table.
Sammy, I'm going to look for sponsors.
That would be cool.
We'll get
Thank
some
you.
sponsors going, and as Adam says, there's Alberta has lots of jobs. You might have to work in the oil field, which would be
Mhm.
great. Sammy, I think you'd fit right in, a roughneck. But Sammy, I'm going to start first off, couple things. We got to deconstruct what you said. I think a Sami Parvez party would be incredible. And Sammy, don't you worry. I think we can make that happen. And you don't have to, you keep on surviving. But I think that I could, if I have some time, I have a lot of spare time. Not really, I actually don't have a lot of time, but
Mhm.
I do know, it doesn't take a lot to make a political party. You need to have, I think you need a couple hundred people that sit down and say that they're a part of it.
Yeah.
And then we need an accountant, which I think I can find.
Mhm.
And then the Sami Parvez party led by Sami Parvez. I'll be like the official agent. I'll be the one that kind of controls everything. And I think we could get that registered in in the federal. And the worst case, Sammy, what'll happen is that the party will then just it'll exist and then it'll stop existing, which is fine. That might happen. But that could be the party that you run for. And yeah, and Sammy, I'm gonna reach out to some sponsors because
Mhm.
we're killing it. We're getting weekly shows,
Yes.
third show. Most podcasts fail after the second. So
Mhm.
we're already like in terms of a baseball analogy, we're batting we're batting about like 300 right now, which is like amazing. And I think that that's good. So I think Sammy,
Mhm.
I think we need to believe and I think something good might happen. So I'm going to write that down.
Mhm.
I'm going to contact folks and say, "Listen, Sammy Parvez loves your product."
Mhm.
Cuz he does. Right, Sammy?
Yes.
And yeah, I'm going to make notes, things to do. Sammy Parvez party and sponsors. This is
They-
going to happen, Sammy. I think we got to gun it because I don't want you to be in dire straits, Sammy. I love you. And I
Thank
don't want you to be struggling. I hate seeing a
you.
good person struggle. And we're going to make this, we're going to, God willing, we're
Yeah.
going to make it work.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Maybe you and Adam would try with the God willing. Maybe we can do something, you know. But I'm doing my best, you know. Like I just want to share, you know, like this is just a part of family. So I had an interview, like I received an email back in Tuesday for an interview on Friday at half past 1 Eastern time. I waited for the call. I never received the call. And I sent back an email. Oh, you told me that there would be an interview, but I did not receive a call. So I did not receive any response yet. So this is what's happening with me. Let's see.
Yeah, well, we'll get said. Keep on trucking. I think that there's magic that can happen, Sammy. And
Yeah.
I think that we can achieve something beautiful. As I said, I'm
Mhm.
going to reach out, chat with folks. There's
Yeah.
nothing better.
Yeah, I wrote to Prime Minister office too with respect to, I don't know, there were some issues with something about my job, like I worked somewhere 3 days and they did not pay me, even though I tried. They told me, I knew like I need to go to labor ministry. I went to labor ministry gave me the decision in my favor, but still like it has been March. Today is like September 8th. So 4, 5, it means 7 months. Still I did not receive anything, or maybe 6 months. I don't know like how this labor law works in Ontario. It seems like Ontario government give more favor to employers than employees. So if it happened in Saskatchewan, like or any other parts of the Canada, so it could be big trouble for the employers. And I know like many folks did not receive from the same company. This company name is Simplify Solution Chain. I will tell you its name. Simplify. Yeah, it is Simplify Supply Chain Solution. Okay. So yeah, it means they still did not pay me, even though I was just fired because I say I refuse to work overtime. Like I worked 14 hours. They said you need to continue to work. I said no. This is against of labor law. According to labor law in Ontario, particularly, you cannot work over 13 hours. So I was under my rights. So I said, so there like mostly people are working, like those are international students, like no one mostly hires these international students, like particularly from some industries. So this is the only place they will work, and they will exploit their basic rights. So I said, I'm a Canadian citizen. I don't give a damn about you folks. So yeah, so this is what happened with me.
Yeah, Sammy, you're powerful. You don't take anybody's guff. That's what I appreciate about you. Adam says that he would enjoy a Sami Parvez Jean Chrétien interview. I think that would be a beautiful thing. Have you reached out to any former prime ministers,
No,
Sammy?
I don't like how can I reach him out. I approached one a farmer minister. I don't know who he was, but if you could connect me to this gentleman, John Christian, so it would be great. But I don't know how to connect these folks because I don't know like how what are their email addresses.
We'll see. Yeah, maybe you have to like snail mail. Have you mailed things with like just letters?
No.
I want to see about that. That could be a possibility.
Yeah, maybe I need to give a try like that.
Particularly some of the more elder folks might
Mm,
be a bit more that might be more their speed. Um,
mm,
because you won't be able to interview someone like Lester B. Pearson, because he's dead.
mm,
But there's a couple folks you could always Stefan Dion, Michael Ignatieff. Um,
mhm.
it looks like Adam's going to try to find some contact information for you, Sammy. So you know
Yeah,
what?
thank you
Hey,
so much, Adam.
I can mail too, Sammy. I'll mail on behalf of you. And who knows, maybe perhaps, oh, MPs and senators are free, no postage needed to write to Ottawa. So let's start just mass mailing all of our MPs and senators.
I approached to some MPs, like they declined, like I know like my LinkedIn was searched by also common who are working there. They looked who is Sami, so then they declined, cited MP as a busy schedule, or it means or on leave or something like that. It mean I approached for few of them, and I approached to also conservative leader Jagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau, and I don't recall Blanchet, but it mean I approached to these folks too. So I did not receive a response. So I may try to my own MP and MPP, but I did not. But so I covered protests like last time in for farmers who were protesting against this Walnut County, like the Ontario government, the farmland. So they are protesting for that. And so yeah, so I covered that one, and I saw their Ontario Green Party leader. His name is Mark or Mike. I don't Mike. I think Mike. I don't know his full name, but I saw him and I met him. Like I took a small interview with him, and he also provided his card, but I did not approach him again. So I'm just going through like some tough time. But yeah, I will try to Tom Mulcair. Yeah, I will try to reach him. I need to. I don't recall if I reached him, but I reach a few journalists and analysts and political commentators who are working from different media outlets. I did not receive a response.
You did get Warren Kinsella. You got a couple people, right? And it's all it takes is just sending it out. Maybe send it out again. Make like a big
Yeah,
list and then have it all like BCC, blind carbon copy, and send it out. That could be a beautiful thing.
yeah. So I'm not mostly with respect to just interest in interviewing political people. I also can interview non-political folks. So if you know anyone, I would appreciate to connect me. Even though somebody told me there is a person is working on basic income, so you can connect me to him, but I did not receive a response yet. So I'm looking for from every parts of the world. Yeah, so Adam, that would be great if you can connect me to someone.
Oh, and I will too, Sammy. We'll get some
Thank you so
ranchers,
much, Adam.
get some folks, some roughnecks up here in beautiful northern Alberta. Get everybody. Sammy
Mhm.
interviews the world. And then we travel. Sammy and I travel. We'll have a travel show on OLN. Outrageous
Mhm.
characters. That'll be us, Sammy.
Like during this campaign, I also reached uh, uh, John F. Kennedy Jr. For interview Donald Trump. I did not receive a response. Yeah, John F. Kennedy I received, but they said fill a form. I filled it out, but then I did not receive. So he suspended his campaign. I don't think he's interested anymore.
I
To maybe
I
more
don't think
interview,
Robert
because I heard
RFK.
him. You were saying that mainstream media never interviews me. I said I can interview you.
I think it was RFK Jr., not JFK Jr.
Yeah, he
JFK
did a press
Jr.
conference with Joe Biden stepped down.
I think you were interviewing RFK Jr. You reached out to Robert F. Kennedy, not JFK. JFK
Yeah,
Jr.
RFK. Yeah, Robert. Sorry, my
That's
apologies.
okay. It's fine. Unless you
Yeah,
did. If you reached out to JFK Jr., I don't think that if you got Sammy, if you managed to get JFK
RFK. Yeah,
Jr.,
I
that would have
no
been remarkable.
Robert Kennedy.
No, but if you got JFK Jr., that would have been huge. Sammy, you would have everybody would be wanting to see that interview.
Yeah, Robert, or my apology, it was Robert Kennedy Jr.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Lots of folks to talk to.
So it seemed like okay. I think we need to come up. Okay. So now I'm going to play what
Oh,
you
hello.
got cut off. I don't know, like.
Your internet, Sammy. Your internet's a little cutty offy.
Mhm. Yeah, sorry about that. I will
That's
like
okay.
Context. Thank you so much, Adam. Okay. Yeah, if some folks shows up, so it would be great because this my I received more subscriber from that farmland protest, and yeah, so I also received like over 300 hours. That video was watched. It was a huge, the most
Great.
watched video.
Good. Sammy, you're making it happen.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now let's get back to our we were is talk about what do we call it? Ontario. No, Ontario. No. NDP pulled out its support to the Liberal government. So I'm going to play a video what Jagmeet Singh said.
Ooh,
So
I'm
my apologies.
very excited.
Mhm.
Let me be clear here. I'm very excited. Let me be very clear here. This is very exciting.
Okay, my internet, I don't know, like my laptop is slow. Okay. I don't know where I put it, but I put it here.
Very exciting. Ooh, I like it. It's dark.
I don't know where I put. I downloaded. Um,
This is, yeah, just just like an abyss. I like this because we get to think a little bit, Sammy. This is a moment we get to think about what we're doing, have a discussion,
mhm.
the abyss. I might grab my flute while you're getting ready. As you prepare in the abyss. Get some flute going. Just grabbing my Yamaha flute. Ah, whoa. There's some,
Yeah,
oh,
I saw you were playing this one last time. I did not see it until like I rewatched that video.
I know. Well, it's just that if ever we got some time, that's a
Mm-hmm.
what your images are very frightening, Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's on.
Yeah, on my laptop. Okay, let's see if it would play out. This is instrument.
A little flute.
I don't have particular patient. I think with respect to any topic, I can interview. Just there should be a person who says what he is interested in. I can ask him any question. You can't imagine. Sometimes Donovan asked me like, what are we going to talk? I said there are too much.
Today, I
Uh,
notified the Prime
yeah,
Minister that
here
I've
we go.
ripped up the supply and confidence agreement. Canadians are fighting it back
Okay,
Oh,
can you hear it,
today.
Donovan?
yes.
Okay, so this is Jagmeet Singh's statement after like pulling out his support to
I
liberal
notified the
government.
Prime Minister that I've ripped up the supply and confidence agreement. Canadians are fighting a battle for the future of the middle class. Justin Trudeau has proven again
Sammy,
and
all I
again.
see is the church.
Sorry,
All I see is the church. I don't see a video. All I see is the desktop of a church that's on fire.
can you please check on your?
I'm looking on the mainstream. All I see is a church on fire.
No,
I,
are you seeing on my Zoom?
I see it. I don't see it on your Zoom. All I see is a picture tools, desktop church, a church on fire, and everything's,
Mhm.
and that's all I see. I don't see a video, Sammy. All I
Yeah.
see is church on fire.
Okay, let's stop it. Mm, media. Okay, now can
Ah, there we go. I see a video now, Sammy. I see the
you?
video now.
Today, I notified the Prime Minister that I've ripped up the supply and confidence agreement. Canadians are fighting a battle for the future of the middle class. Justin Trudeau has proven again and again he will always cave to corporate greed. The Liberals have let people down. They don't deserve another chance. There is an even bigger battle ahead. The threat of Pierre Poilievre and conservative cuts from workers, from retirees, from young people, from patients, from families. He will cut in order to give more to big corporations and wealthy CEOs. The fact is, the Liberals are too weak, too selfish, and too beholden to corporate interests to fight for people. They cannot be the change. They cannot restore the hope. They cannot stop the conservatives, but we can. In the next federal election, Canadians will choose between Pierre Poilievre's callous cuts or hope that when we stand united, win. The Canada's middle class will once again thrive together. In Canada, we take care of our neighbors. That's who we are. I've embraced that value my whole life. I'm running for Prime Minister because together we can and will stop conservative cuts. We can deliver relief and restore hope, fix healthcare, build homes you can afford, stop price gouging. It's always impossible until it isn't. It can't be done until someone does it. If we're together, nothing is impossible. And we won't let them tell us it can't be done. Big corporations and wealthy CEOs have had their government. It's the people's time.
Okay, it's people's time. So what do you take from this video, Donovan? Were you
Well,
inspired what Jagmeet Singh said?
well, to be from what he said that the video was recorded like weeks ago, which is like okay, so it's just sort of politicking. I mean, it's not really the most inspiring thing. It looks like one of the like a pretty boilerplate political video. I think it's better than that conservative one where all the stock footage was from around the world. Um, but I think yeah, it's not really the most inspiring thing. It doesn't really. I think he was wanting to, get the blood pumping. But I think what it was just tepid. He also sort of seemed like he wasn't like really into it. You got to like fire it up, but he's too cool. He's too cool for that. Um, yeah, he's gonna sit down and say I'm running for prime minister. I don't think so. Yeah, it's just I think had that come out like a year ago when inflation was really high, I think it would have more of an impact. But it just sort of seems it is what it is, just a video, PR video. What are your thoughts, Sammy?
Yeah, I think the same, like it seems like he was just uh it was just a political move, like just to tell people, like your supporters who are maybe are trying to turn their backs to you, just to encourage them. Oh, I'm with you, like we have been for you for years and the years to come. So like rail strike workers, some people or some folks like those, and also union workers or other but I don't take it, like what Jagmeet Singh says or what Trudeau says. It does not mean that I'm against of these folks, but with respect to their policies, like they are giving a hard time to law-abiding citizens or the hardworking Canadians. So I won't take it out, but if particularly mention Justin Trudeau, it means keep doing the same thing again and again, like giving wealthy CEOs more money. But you have been with the same government, like you have been supporting it for last 2 years, particularly you supported it when they brought up like past budget during back in 2021 during a confidence vote. You could drop it out, like Trudeau, you don't deserve, but you said like it seems like you worked as a deputy of Trudeau. So you cannot now just blame Trudeau. You are talking about CEOs. You don't know like Trudeau gave like $12 million to Labla. Labla is a multi-billionaire company, So how come you are going to support it? Then you are going to blame it. So uh, you are equally responsible. What's happening in Canada? Like the unemployment, the housing crisis, health crisis, and everything is in crisis. Is what I'm not a fan of Pierre Pouliot, but he said that Canada is broken. Yes, Canada is broken, and over 6.1% Canadians are unemployed. So unemployment is rise on the peak. So this is just because of all of your bad policies, and you have been supporting. Jagmeet Singh should say which policy he did not support since 2021.
Well, yeah, he's been getting torn apart too. Like all of his interviews with journalists, like every journalist is like, okay, so you're saying that it's bad now. Uh, where were you a year ago when inflation in Canada was historically high? Where were you the 2 years before? Like, and that's why I said it last week, but I've said that like Singh is in like a damned if he does, like he's in a no-win situation. He looks bad no matter what. Like he should have torn that up when inflation reached its highest, when those deals were there. And it said, yeah, journalists, all of his interviews are just terrible. Where he says, "Let me be clear here," and then he says political jargon. Let me be clear here, political jargon, and it's not a good look politically, and it does makes him look like a position of weak. And it makes him look, like like he's politicking, as Canadians are struggling, and I think that impact had he done that support agreement and then ripped it up earlier, being like, no, you're doing it wrong. I think that would have looked better. But now he's so entwined with it, which is why he can't call an election right away, because everybody's so mad, being like, why the hell did we waste the last 3 years, jerk? Like if it's so bad, how come you're now all of a sudden realizing it? Oh, it's just politicking. But if he waits too long, then it's going to be like this was just a complete waste of time. He just wanted a pension. And so, yeah, Singh is, I think the only way that he can do it, if he calls an election right, the only time he's got to be balancing everything. If there's like 50,000 Canadians on the pharmacare and like 35,000 Canadians on the dental care, it becomes very difficult for the Conservatives to take that apart. And he can sit down and say, we did that. And we are no longer supporting the Liberals. We're distancing ourselves because we're the NDP. And then everyone would be like, oh, okay, maybe. But like he's gotta hit it bullseye. Like he's gotta hit, what they 180. He's got to hit like a 9 darter in darts. You know what that is, Sammy? Have you watched darts?
No.
In darts, a 9 darter is that it's like a perfect leg of darts. That means it's like 180, and then you get the last like 150 or whatever points. And so he's got to be perfect. 180,
Oh,
180,
yeah.
and then bam, bam, bam. And if he can do that, but boy, is that hard to do. It's not an easy thing. I think it's been televised like 3 times. It's not a thing that happens too much.
Yeah. So he says, okay, as you are talking about journalists, like, like always says journalist, oh, like it is, let me be clear. So let's watch a clip. Brian Lilly, Toronto Sun columnist, he grilled him during press conference following his announcement. So let's watch that. Okay.
Oh, I'm excited.
First.
Oh, it is a very funny moment. Let me be clear here. It is the most political answers. I'll play the flute a little bit too while we wait. A little bit of flute while we get this ready.
Okay, Donovan, can you see this?
I can, Sammy. I'm looking at Singh's. He's looking beautiful.
Okay, now please air this.
Said about a dozen times at least that you've ripped up the agreement and that makes an election more likely. But you've been asked several times and you won't answer. Do you have confidence in the Trudeau government as they stand now?
I will be clear again. We have absolutely ripped up the agreement with Justin Trudeau, and that means an election is more likely.
That's not clear.
And an election, whenever that election comes, we will be ready to fight it. And the vision around that election is going to be an important one. Canadians will have to make a choice.
But can we get an answer?
Corporate controlled conservatives, they're going to let their corporate buddies rip you off even more. When you Democrats are going to save you money on your rent and your groceries. That's a choice that Canadians will have to make.
Can we get an answer?
I will look at any vote that comes before us and we will make a decision in the best interest of Canadians, as any minority government normally operates.
Okay, what does that mean? they are not going to vote against the Liberal government anytime soon.
Yeah, and then the follow-up too was another journalist being like, "No, you're not being like to like." Everybody was just like, Are you in support of these guys?" No, and that's why it's all politicking, and I think he's gonna bluster. It's almost like the supply and confidence agreement is still happening. It's just it's like it's just not official. Because he'll sit down and say, "We're gonna vote against this." And then Trudeau will be like, "Well, we'll change this little bit," and then it'll keep on going. Yeah, it's all bluster. And like, even if the NP decides to go against it, Yves Blanchette, you see, all he needs is like what, 25 votes to pass it. It's like 20 or 30, right? And that's the Bloc can do that. So
yeah, I think like they are 156 or 158, but it is less than 15.
yeah. So you don't really need a whole lot to keep it going, right?
But
yeah,
we just need to know what will happen on September 16th night on by-election. So then everything will be like thrilling.
it's thrilling. It'll be revealed. All will be revealed here on the Sami Parvez show, live with Sami Parvez. It'll all be revealed, Sammy. It'll all be revealed.
Okay, so I don't know like what will happen with this if they are going to call. So conservative is going to like put out like few motion whenever the parliament resume on September 16th it will resume, but we don't know. But one part so it depends on NDP. Maybe they are going to vote against of that motion or against favor of that motion, but Bloc Québécois would vote against of that motion. Like the parliament will not be dissolved recently, as what happened back in 2011. I watched old clip. It was posted on YouTube. So the House brought a motion to non-confidence motion. Like the House has no confidence in this government. So the Parliament got dissolved, and Stephen Harper then asked a speaker to suspend the Parliament. Like then he asked the Governor General to dissolve the Parliament, and there was a new election when Stephen Harper formed the majority, a historic majority, but after 4 years they could not win a minority, and the conservative got it got broken until now after 9 years. It took 9 years to rebuild Conservative Party of Canada.
Well, it kind of goes in that way though, Sammy, because like Harper was prime minister in the mid 2000s. Like if it's like about a 10-year cycle is
Mm,
typically how long you get in politics. Very rarely. This isn't like Wilfrid Laurier anymore where you get 30 straight years of the same thing.
mm,
It's Canada's, it's sort of like, unless it's Alberta provincial politics where we end up electing things for 50 plus years. But it does take a long for federally, it really does feel like about 10-year cycles, give or
mhm.
take. The last 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Throughout the 80s, the conservatives won. 90s and early 2000s, liberals, and then the conservatives from the mid 2000s to 2050, or 2015, and now we're in this. It's all a cycle, really, and nothing fundamentally crazy happens. But
Mhm,
but yeah, and in a way, what's interesting too is that the liberals suffering in that mid 2000 malaise is very similar in a way to what the conservatives were doing, where they were electing unpopular leaders, Stéphane Dion, Michael Ignatieff, and it was very clear to Canadians that that's not, they wanted somebody a little bit more, you know, a little bit more stick to itiveness, which is sort of what Pierre Poilievre is doing. He came in at the right time. You don't want to come in too early. So, Sammy, for the
mm,
Sami Parvez party, when
mm,
when you eventually form government,
mhm,
get out at around year 7 because you're going to probably lose, and
mhm,
then give it a decade, and near the end of the next decade, Sammy, run for
mm,
leadership of the Sami Parvez party again. And then you'll
mm.
become prime minister again, just
Yeah.
like Pierre Trudeau and all the folks back then.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I don't believe I would be a prime minister of Canada, but yeah, those are dreams.
Oh, I think so.
It
I
is
think you
not
would be.
impossible, but like it needs lots of money. I think, don't you think like politics is all about money? Like if you have money, you can become the prime minister.
Yeah. Well, well, I've often said that like a lot of political parties it's not it's the playing field is inherently unfair for new political parties, and that's why established parties exist, despite the fact that I don't think that they should. You look at the liberals have a 100 like a 150-year head start compared to new political parties. They've established themselves. They have the money. Even when the liberals got trounced, every time the liberals get trounced to tiny numbers, they still have money coming in. And that's always been a way of looking
Mm,
at it, right? It's like, I think, and that's what happened with the Conservative Party back in 90, I guess 91, 92, when they were almost destroyed down to two. There's still money coming in, and I think that's always going to be it. The key players will always be around, Sammy, and that's why you need to break that. You, Sammy, are the one to change it.
mhm.
I believe in the Sammy party. We all believe in Sammy.
Mm. Are you going to resign from Rhino Party?
I'll run for the Rhinos, but if there's a Sami Parvez party,
I said, are
there
you
is.
going to resign from Rhino Party? I don't know, like it seems like there is an internet issue. I don't know if it is from my end or your end.
I see your little bars go red, Sammy. I see your bars go red on my end, and then you freeze. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
have to ask the
my
chat.
end. I don't know, like we have mhm.
It's
Yeah,
growing, Sam.
it's
We're learning.
although once we were with Rogers and then we switched to another like uh internet service provider, but it is still not okay. And yeah, it is a little bit better, but still we face this problem whenever we are doing something live. So yeah, this is it is a problem.
We'll have to
Okay.
take that down. Well, Sammy, call them. Call them right now and say, I need better internet. The
Yeah,
Sammy Parvez show needs this.
yeah, I
Maybe
told them last time like with Rogers. So I said I'm doing like live show and I had an interview with Sebastian. Like due to this internet, I missed Sebastian interview. Can you believe it? Rogers, shame on you.
Rogers, the leader of the Rhinos, and then yeah, bam, boom. Unreal. Unreal. Sickening.
So, can you please confirm if any longest ballot candidate is campaigning in Montreal? And okay, leave.
I'm Rob Hussein, special agent in charge.
If yeah, you can answer that question, then I'm going to ask you something. I'm going to share something else.
If I'll keep reaching out to people, Sami. We there was a bulk email sent. Hey, if you want to get interviewed, Sami Parvez is the man. And so I don't know if anybody's reached out to you, but I'd love it. More people to interview by the great Sami Parvez.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I did not receive any emails from anyone
Dang,
yet.
that's irritating.
Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe you Kieran, Thomas, Sebastian should make a rule and next time in the longest ballot. If you want to put your name, you must appear on the Sami Parvez show. Otherwise,
Yes.
you are not longer or campaign.
Perfect, Sam. I think that we'll try to see what we can do with that. That sounds delightful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And for the viewers, if you don't know, Donovan Eckstrom appeared on the CBC Edmonton. You're supposed to hear what he said. Donovan, do you want to would you be interested to hear what you said on CBC?
Oh, that we can just, I don't know if you want. I was there. We could always just post it, tell people to check it out. It was fun. It was a good time. CBC Edmonton. If you want, it's your show, Sami. I'm just along for the ride. But actually, I have to go. I'll be right back, Sami. I have to do something. I'll just disappear. You can keep the show going. I'll be right back.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Donovan will be right back, and our most what should I say? The best fan of Sami Parvez show, Adam is with us. I don't know like if anyone else is watching or not, but Adam is watching. Yes, Adam, I would love to. Anyone you can connect me, so I would highly appreciate it. And Donovan appeared on the CBC Edmonton, and let me try to find out his interview. So you can hear it, what he said. Donovan. Okay, folks, I found out the video. Like, let's see, let Donovan be here, so then I can play it. I will play that. It is not a video, it is audio, but I will do it. And out of I will do my best to sort some addresses and contact information for you. Interviews are much easier to obtain than you would think. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Adam. Here is Adam. Who always supports us and he always watches our show. And he's the best friend. He must receive something from Sami Parvez show. Anytime, Adam, if I would get any sponsor something like that, I would maybe gift you a ad. What Donovan was talking, there should be some ads of Sami Parvez show. So I will send one to you whenever I will have it. Let's see. So you are the most fan of Sami Parvez show. Thank you so much, sir, for your support. It means a lot for me personally. I know like most of the folks don't watch it. Maybe they will watch it for a few minutes. Everyone I know like busy, but they can at least yeah, thank you. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, it means I know like 25,000 people visited on my show. Only 273 subscribed it. If my goal is to get as much as like 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch to monetize my this channel. Maybe near future to make it a source of income. So it is yet not possible, but we are doing. And Donovan is right here, and he is still busy. Hey, Donovan.
Hello, sorry, I had to talk with somebody.
No, no, it's okay. Thank you, and thank you so much. Yeah, I know. Like I'm taking. We are just we supposed to be within a time frame, but as our conversation starts, we don't know where from where we started and where we are now. Yeah, I found out, and Adam was saying like I told Adam that whenever I will get, if we get start selling Sami Parvez show 8, you will get one for free. Adam said he loves it.
Love it. No, that's great. Good. Adam deserves a nice say, and Adam wears hats.
Oh,
Adam
really?
loves a good hat. I've seen him in hats. He loves a good hat.
So that, yeah, Adam, if Adam wants to, Adam, if you anytime if you would like to join us here, like I can send you a link of this, and so you can join us here as well. So maybe you have some friends or fans who can then watch us.
Of course. Adam will do his best. I think Adam will make it. I think we're gonna have one coming up. I have a feeling. I've got a feeling Adam's gonna join us with our special guest, Margaret Atwood. I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be beautiful. And when it does happen, it's gonna be beautiful.
Okay, let's play what Donovan said.
We don't have to do the whole thing.
Can you see the screen?
It's like 7 minutes, so let's not play. We can just start it a little.
Yeah, let's see from where you want to. Okay. Okay, it is.
On September 16th, voters on the ballot, making it the longest ballot line this morning. Good morning, Donovan. Good morning, Mark. How the heck are you doing? I'm doing well. You sound like you're very excited to chat with me about your political chances in this by-election. Of course, it is an exciting moment to be in Montreal, in Edmonton, and in Grand Prairie. It's a lovely time. Now, on your Facebook page, you say you're the, quote, candidate for an independent Alberta in this by-election. So tell us about your platform. Yeah, so there's a couple of things. I do my best with my French. It's not the best, but I try really hard. But one of the ones, of course, is replacing the dairy cows of Quebec with the superior Albertan beef, and just keeping that Albertan mindset. Keeping that Albertan mindset in Montreal and giving the folks in LaSalle et Marc Verdun an opportunity to elect an Albertan. Now, have you been to the riding of LaSalle et Marc Verdun before? There's a small chance. I hung out with the Rhinoceros Party people in Montreal. I slept on the couch of the Museum of the Absurd in Montreal, so I might have stepped foot in the riding, but I'm not 100% sure. And how's your French? I got a 53% in French 30, and I think I got that through sheer personality. I don't think I was hitting home runs in that class, but
that's true, Sammy.
So, Donovan, why are you running in this by-election? Well, a couple of things. Of course, obviously the 91 names on a ballot sort of suggests that there's something else taking place, and of course, having an Albertan that doesn't live there running is certainly highlighting that. Of course, my reason is to give people the choice of getting an Albertan on the ballot, but there's also the wrong ballot that is talking about a protest towards electoral reform, and sort of some of the inequities of and not necessarily the best parts of first past the post that are being highlighted on this long ballot. Yeah, there is a longest ballot committee. Tell us about that. What is that about?
Yeah, so it's a group that is protesting Justin Trudeau's lack of electoral reform, and it does highlight one of the wackiness. Like, I like first past the post personally, but if you have a long enough ballot, right now there's 91 candidates, someone could win with 1.3% of the vote, and everyone just kind of has to accept it. Sorry, 98+% people. You didn't win by first
Good,
pass.
Sammy. We don't have to listen to the whole thing. We'll
Okay.
Congratulating them.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so Donovan made his point, like he wants to replace Quebec dairy cows with Albertan beefs, and also like give more choices to the voters. Like you should not choose with just a fringe number of folks, but you have variety of people. You can vote anyone you would like to.
Canada's a big country, Sammy. And I think that if we start to tear down these walls, maybe I don't think so. I think a Quebecer representing an Albertan riding is a little odd. But I think an Albertan representing a Quebec riding's good. So I think that's a beautiful thing. That's what democracy is, right? We talk about, when you think about the mighty Sitka spruce in Vancouver Island, we celebrate when it grows. But yet we get mad when our ballots are long. It doesn't make sense, Sammy. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know, like why folks. I think you mentioned about, or you mentioned somebody like Toronto mayor election. Like there were 100 candidates. Last time I heard, like there was a dog is also running on that election. Like, but no one talks about those one. No one mocked them. No one criticized them because that is Toronto region. Like diverse people are living there and everyone can be. But when it comes to a safe riding of liberals, everyone is speaking up because Trudeau matters or liberals matters.
Well, it's also when we did it last time, like as the lead up was happening, everybody thought that the conservatives were mad at us because, or at the protest because Don Stewart's name was really low and we were burying the name because we were liberal plants. And then all of a sudden the liberals lose, and now and everybody's silly. People are, Sammy, I think in life you start to learn that a lot of people are kind of dumb and they all just want to get mad at things. And whatever is easy to get mad at is what you get mad at. There was a lady that said that I should get hung for treason, which is kind of cool. Because I'm a traitor. Trader was how she wrote it out. And said that I was being paid for by Putin, which I'm like, people are just gonna get mad. Water off a duck's back, Sammy. It's all water off a duck's back.
Wow, someone told you on Twitter?
Yeah, there's a lady that she was weird, and then I posted I think you should leave gifts as a response, which is a comedic show from Tim Robinson, which you should watch. But yeah, it was people are just mean. People are mad and people get upset, and whatever makes people mad, whatever's easiest, people will find a way. Life finds a way to get mad, Sammy.
Yeah, it is democracy, like in everywhere you can do. If you check out our UK, like there are too many parties. Too many people run. We have the same system, like, but no one mocks them, or no one say, oh, you should not run, or you are a French party, you cannot compete against conservative or labor parties.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Canada, I don't know, like these people have they are like small-minded, or there is another term which is not, I don't recall it, but it means they are, I can say like French-minded people,
Yep. That's sort of the way it goes, Sammy.
Yeah, and we also know like Jeremy Broadust, like Liberal Party National Campaign Director. He also said he will resign at end of the month, I believe. Yeah, because he told Justin Trudeau that Justin Trudeau cannot win in the next election. He has been in politics for 20 years, but he said due to his health and uh, or other family maybe reason, but the actual thing is because he knows that Trudeau is not going to win in the next election, and mostly people know, and Trudeau himself knows, but maybe due to his ego, he's not stepping down. But if he would step down, maybe things will change.
I mean, like the dude, to be fair, you don't win multiple elections. You don't win multiple elections without some political skill, right? And I think that's really the only thing he has. He's a good campaigner. I find when campaigns start, Trudeau kind of gets all, but I don't think the personality is going to really last. And I think that's one of the, it's like, it feels like we're just an inevitability of catastrophic failure, which is seemingly what's going to probably take place.
So yeah, Adam is asking Roper or Furley. What does it mean?
I'd probably say I like both. Mr. Furley, I think Mr. Roper edges Furley out just a little bit. Does my 2 cents. I like,
Who are they actually? I don't know.
it's some wonderful little 1980s. There's like Furley's cool. Don Knotts. It's like the Three's Company, which I think we're probably going to end up as Three's Company. Nice little television show. And I think Mr. Roper, Mr. Furley, and it's yeah. So we got just some 1980s nostalgia, and I think you're going to learn quite a bit about that, Sammy. We're gonna make that work. Oh, you're red. Sammy is red.
Okay, I don't know, like it is Donovan internet issue or mine, but yeah, okay, so it could be mine then. That might be this is you. I don't know like why, but here on my side it shows you are not longer here.
No, I'm watching the live stream right now, and I am moving. I am still talking. You are the one that froze. Sammy, it's your internet.
Yeah, this is my internet. I accepted, and my apologies.
That's okay.
After this one, I give a call to this, I don't know, this server, this internet provider. So let's say about shit and what the hell is going on. And I'm trying to find out the longest ballot. Somebody posted. I think you shared, but this is not the actual one. Can you find out the long? So this you people also mock, like this longest ballot committee also mocked CBC. They did not mention longest ballot at all on their report. They say it is a three-way race between NDP, Bloc, and Liberal.
Yeah, I don't think but they did casually mention the long ballot though, which was kind of cool. They said you're not going to be able to go through all 91 candidates because of the long ballot committee, which is kind of cool. Nothing too crazy outside of that.
Yeah, it is too long. Yeah, then somebody shared that clerk is issuing a ballot.
It's a beautiful ballot. It looks like a scroll. It's really nice, Sammy. It's a nice ballot. It looks real good. Which brings me.
It is great. You have more opportunities, like, but people made their mindset. I don't know, like, why they are just keep focusing on one particular candidate or one particular party. It's time to change, like, grow up. Grow up.
We got to break through the box. Yes. We got to, the box has been constructed. We will destroy the box, Sammy, and we will fly into the air with joy.
Yeah, it could be fun, like.
I could win, Sammy. I could very much win.
Yeah, I'm optimistic. I hope you will win. And you will be a great MP.
And then I'll vote. If I win, Sammy, I think I'd step down and trigger another election because I love elections. They're fun.
Do you remember I replied so that Twitter account, my Twitter account has been blocked. I don't know what's going on with Elon Musk. So this is my third. I think first time we interacted when I said why are you running too many candidates? Like you should encourage people to vote rather than putting more names on the ballot. I think we have an interaction back in when like before Toronto St. Paul's by election. Do you remember?
I do recall. And then I said that, yeah, well, what did exactly, I think that didn't I just say that like, then we wouldn't be talking about it or something like that.
Yeah, I think you said like that.
Yeah. I remember, Sammy, I remember our first discussion.
Yes. Yeah, from there, I was saying that it is a waste of taxpayers' money. But politicians are wasting more than anyone else, so we should blame politicians than this longest ballot. Like they waste too much money for flying here and there, and
I'm glad,
it's
Sammy, your eyes have been opened. You see, Sammy,
yeah.
you have figured it out, and I'm
Mhm.
proud of you. That's why I'm proud to call you a friend.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for being a friend, Sammy. Thank you for being a friend. The Golden Girls.
Mhm. Thank you, sir. Okay, so here is our longest ballot. Okay, so why can you see the full screen?
Yeah, I see it on there, Sammy. I see that you're on there. It's the longest ballot with two columns like that are irregular. So there's a
Yeah,
little
yes, and I heard it is the only ballot which is odd.
yeah.
Is it? Usually it would be even, right?
Yeah,
Most
well,
the
it would just be all together. There wouldn't be sort of a blank little space. So yeah, this is like the first time where there's just sort of like a mystery corner.
Mhm. Yeah, now you can vote anyone you would like to. I'm just looking for Donovan. Donovan is not right here.
I'm in
Donovan,
the middle. I'll be kind of in the between uh Isaac and Alexandra Engering.
yeah. So how is Alexandra? Like, is the he from World Guinness record for running for I
Oh,
don't
that's yeah,
know.
that's Termel, John the engineer. There he
Yeah.
is. He's just on the yeah, he's on the right there with the engineer. The engineer is incredible. He is a beautiful man.
Mhm. Yeah, like that guy, Thomas or Karen, one of them like replied my message on their social media account. They said he's sick. I don't know, like there are some concern on his health.
I hope that he's okay.
Yeah, I was just asking about.
I'm sick sometimes too, so like I think he'll be all right.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that is our longest ballot, and if you, I would encourage everyone to get out if you are living in Montreal, riding. So vote for Donovan Eckstrom, or if you don't like Donovan, vote for any other independent candidate. Break the box, get out from the box, and vote someone.
That's what it's about. Free ourselves from the box, Sammy.
Okay, so would you podcast with Noam Chomsky? Who is he?
Oh,
So
Noam Chomsky is a great socialist libertarian thinker.
yeah,
But
I would
he's
love
he's
to.
he's very sick. So I don't know if I don't know if he's even communicating, but Noam Chomsky is a brilliant mind who believes in the sort of the power of the unions and anti-government standing against. And he's a pretty cool guy. You should read some of his stuff. Him and he liked talking with Truffaut and all the gang. Great thinker, a great American thinker, MIT, um, a wise man.
And don't know, Adam is asking, is Sami Jake? What does that mean?
Oh, it's another 1980s reference. Sammy, I think so. I don't have a game today. I've just been busy with my job, but I think next time we're gonna do like a 1980s television rundown.
A few years ago. Was not aware he was sick.
I think he had like I think I think he got a little he's not doing great. Yeah, no. But it's okay. But Sammy, next week if I'm when I'm at the Seattle airport, I will chat. We'll have a game of 1980s. I'm going to give you a rundown of 1980s TV shows.
Mhm.
So we're going to learn about Dorothy and Rose, Blanche, Sophia. We're going to learn about how the Golden Girls shaped television in the 80s and early 90s.
Mhm.
And you're going to become, Sammy, you're going to learn quite a lot and you're going to become a pro at it. And then I'll quiz you on who these people are
Mhm.
and how important they are. And I think that you're going to become an excellent person when it comes to this.
Yep. And one more thing I just want to bring up, like recently someone got arrested near Roxham Road in Quebec, you know. It was but tipped by FBI, was arrested by RCMP, and RCMP did not mention it until FBI revealed it, or Department of Justice revealed his name. His name is Mohammed Shabiz Khan. Is from Pakistan, but he is living in Canada, and he was traveling to US, especially to New York, for do a mass murder of Jewish people on October 7th. You know, like everyone remembers what happened back
Yeah.
in 2023. But and also like two people also got arrested like last month or in July. You know, like father and son, who are also planning to do a terrorist act in Toronto, and but they were tipped off by French intelligence. But but it seems like lots of such things are ongoing in Canada, but our intelligence is uh, being a failure, I would say, because they don't have the abilities, or I don't know like why they are taking these things too lightly when they will let them to get in. And whenever someone get arrested, you know, like the our law enforcement agencies don't release their names, and they will always cite the investigation is ongoing. And reporters spoke with Mark Miller. He did not confirm what is the status of Mohammed Shehbaz Khan in Canada, whether he has come as an student visa or visit visa, or is an immigrant status. So it means he did not reveal anything. And I believe if FBI did not reveal anything, we would not know him. Well, so who he was, you know, like this is also concerning. Don't you think so?
Oh yeah, I think anytime there's terrorist attacks or like attempt terrorist attacks, that's never an optimal scenario, Sammy. I have a friends
Mhm.
in the Edmonton area that are part of the Lebanese community, and he calls CSIS every once in a while when there's sort of an extremist that he's noticing at the mosque. He'll be like, "This guy, you should probably keep tabs on him," which is interesting. And it's all sorts of folks that kind of get radicalized, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, there comes a point, I guess, where it's sort of, well, I'd mentioned it last week, nothing ticked me off more than you get that letter in the mail that says we're releasing somebody in your
Yes.
neighborhood that's likely to reoffend, and then they reoffend again. And it's sort
Mhm.
of like that there, where I think in some ways you don't want, because, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, all that jazz. But I do think
Yeah.
that there comes a point where depending on, it's a tough balancing act, Sammy, because you don't want to tell too much information, right? And then that becomes a whole hullabaloo. You end up having people mob justice, all that, all that. But yeah, I do think that there are certain failures that are taking place within our where, well, you read about it all the time, where it's sort of like a terrorist attack from a Canadian citizen takes place, and that's something that needs to be stopped. And I think that you need to strengthen that and make sure that that's a thing. But you don't want to give too much information away, because then you end up with having people that might not even be connected to the person getting harassed. That becomes an entirely new issue in and of itself. But yeah, I do think that there needs to be a bit more of a tightening up. I think that would be a good thing. And and our sort of our national security agencies kind of dropped the ball more than once. And yeah, the fact that we're almost relying on other agencies is no good. You know, that should have been stopped way earlier. And it might, you know, we'll see. I don't, obviously there's going to be investigations involved with it. We'll learn a little bit more as time goes on, as the FBI is going to be, they're pretty good at posting what's taking place. And yeah, not October 7th is going to be, it'll be a weird time to see what takes place during that. If there's any sort of, something that takes place there, you know, you obviously don't want that to be taking place, and you'd hope that everybody bolsters stuff up.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to play the last video, then we can wrap up if we don't have anything to say.
Certainly.
Here is the FBI agent is talking about the arrest.
I'm Rob Hussein, Special Agent in charge of the New York Joint Terrorism Task Force. I want to update you on an arrest our team recently made with our partners in Canada. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police arrested Mohammed Khan on a material support of terrorism warrant issued out of the Southern District of New York. During our investigation, we discovered Khan used encrypted messaging apps in planning a mass shooting attack at a Jewish site in New York City. Khan wanted to conduct his attack on or around the one-year anniversary of the October 7 Hamas attack on Israel. Due to great work by the New York Joint Terrorism Task Force and the New York Field Office, Khan's alleged plot was disrupted. Once we uncovered this threat, we worked with our partners in Canada to arrest Khan before he could carry out his deadly plot. Terrorism has no place in our society. This case underscores the commitment of our Joint Terrorism Task Force in New York City to continue to aggressively work to prevent deadly plots before they can be carried out. Our partners are on the front lines every day, united to protect our nation from those who threaten our safety and our way of life. We plan to keep up the good work. Thank you.
Like his accent, Sammy. He's got a good New Yorker. I like the toughness of a brash New York cop accent. He sounded like he was ready to go, ready to take folks out. But I think this also speaks to, I guess, to the fact that cooperation is taking place. You know, we don't know what Canada's done for, you know, CSIS might be monitoring something that's in the UK and they're helping. And so, you know, I do think that there's also a cause of celebration for that as well. But I think that, yeah, I imagine the FBI will certainly be, it'll be public. They'll be talking quite a lot about that, and we'll see what the next couple months will be. As said, October 7th is around the corner, and that's not optimal.
Yep. Okay. So do you have anything else you would like to share?
Sammy, I don't have a lot. I don't have anything else, Sammy. Probably
next week. Next Sunday, just before pre-by-election show, then we will have a by-election night show. So then we will wrap up until next Sunday. So we will see or focus what is going to happen, you know, like maybe we will have an Senate election or maybe we don't, but September 16th will explain everything.
It'll be a big day, Sammy. And you know what? Next time we'll have a game. I'm gonna do an 80s rundown, Sammy. We don't have to do a game today. We're running late. We're running long, but we'll hint. It'll be a 1980s trivia showdown, and it's gonna be a heck of a time. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I also launched. I'm going to launch like a new YouTube show for especially in Baluchi language, which is my mother tongue. Which name is Baluch Zindaman. It means Baluch, Life of Baluch. And I did an interview with yesterday from. It means they are doing. It means there was an accident happened back in May 29th where 32 people were killed. And many folks, like over maybe 20 people, got injured due to careless driving by a bus driver. And they are now doing their best to bring justice and seeking justice for those folks, and also trying to make accountable these bus drivers to be more safe. Like what happened in Humboldt. You remember back in 2018, over I think 20 people were killed and many injured. Like there was a big change, and they are trying to do the same. And I had an interview with one folk yesterday, and hopefully it will be released tomorrow if anyone is interested. I know like you don't understand Baluchi, but if anyone is watching who loves to watching Baluchi, so they can watch, and it will be released tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And in Pakistan Standard Time, it will be 10 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time and 1 p.m. Mountains Time.
I'll watch it, Sammy. I'll share it. I might not understand, but I love your content. So I'll support you all the way, Sammy.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate all your support and love and care, like you always encourage. I don't think if you did not join me, then I don't think we were here.
It's 100%, Sammy. I'm here with you all the way.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, let's go. You can play it.
No, it's done. I put it away. You take care, Sammy. Have yourself a wonderful week. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, next week. Yeah, see you, and you take care. Okay, folks, and thank you so much, Adam, for watching, and thank you everyone else who is watching our show. And Donovan is here. Donovan said beautiful. Okay, I'm connected, so you did really. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Adam, and thank you so much. I'm looking forward to you. Okay, yeah, and take care, and don't forget to subscribe to Sami Parvez show and share this video. And I appreciate your support, and every viewers, every subscribers means a lot for me. Thank you, and especially this guy, Donovan. Okay, take care and have a good one and enjoy your rest of